Keys to scale from 6 to 7 figures. There is many ways you can scale your business from 6 to 7 figures. In our experience, what we've seen is, or what we went through is a very kind of clear process on what we had to do and what were the requirements or the keys so we could actually scale our business from 6 to 7 figures without burning out, because you have a bigger business and higher incomes or higher revenues means that you need to work harder. It's actually, I would say, the opposite sometimes, and I would say most of the time that's what you want. So here are the 3 keys that I would be always having present in my mind as I go about my business on a daily basis and I do what I need to do in my business to scale from 6 to 7 figures. The first thing is that I would be asking myself is my message unified? And for example, in terms of a presentation of the opportunity, what happens most of the time is that the message kind of gets lost many levels beneath you. When you tell somebody a story, and the Chinese whispers, right? When you tell one person a story and they tell it to someone else and they tell it to someone else and someone else, eventually the message gets kind of diluted and a little bit lost, right? And it's all about the perception of the person that is listening to that message. But if you're always having present how to unify the message, whether that's a goal for your team or is the actual presentation of the opportunity or the training, for example, it's always about thinking, how can I unify that message? Because when you have that message unified, right, and everybody understands that is the one thing that every single person can do, and they always understand it in the same way, or it is said in the same way, everybody will understand it in their own way, but it will be very clear in terms of what message is the one that is given out to them, right? So chances are that people will actually understand it better, when the message is unified. So that's the first thing. The question is how to unify that message, or how can I get that message unified always? The second thing and the second key that it goes, and they all go together, by the way, the 3 keys. The second thing is, once I have that message unified and I understand what the message is, right? Then I'm going to start thinking, how can I automate that message? And the second key is automation. Is that message, am I able to get the unified message and then can I automate it? And the answer most of the time is yes. Why? Well, because we have beautiful, amazing technology nowadays like video, right? Like the one that I'm doing right now. So instead of me telling the story to someone and them passing it on, depending on what they understand about my message, it's better for you kind of sit down like I'm doing right now and, directly talking to you and giving you that message. So, for example, the way you can automate that message, as I said, is you record the video, and what you're doing is you make it available for people to watch and for people to share, right? So when you do that, you can then go to the third key to getting your business from 6 figures to 7 figures, right? Which is scaling. The last question that I ask myself when I'm doing anything in my business is that scalable? Can I make it bigger? Can I reach out to more people? Can I create more with this that I'm doing right now? And the answer most probably is yes. If you unify the message, that means everybody knows exactly what they need to do. Then you automate it by doing the video. Then usually by default, I would say, then you are able to scale it, because when you put it in you put that video like we're doing right now, and you're watching this video, the only thing you need to do, or your team will have to do, is to share that video with the brand new person, right? And the message will always be passed on in the same way. It will always be automated. That means the energy will always be exactly the same, no matter if it's at 1 a.m., at 3 p.m., or anywhere around the world, right? And that means that once that happens, it can be played as many times as needed, and it will always be delivered the same way.